Today we're taking a look at the NBA matches, which are happening on Saturday, April 24, 2021, and giving you my betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. So here are my betting suggestions for Toronto Raptors versus New York Knicks match. The Raptors defeated the Brooklyn Nets 114-103 on Wednesday as Pascal Siakam scored a team-high 27 points and pulled down 9 rebounds, while OG Anunoby added 25 points. Even with a 4-game winning streak, Toronto is just 25-34 overall and sits last in the Atlantic Division, 14 games behind co-leaders Philadelphia and Brooklyn. However, Toronto is 12th in the Eastern Conference standings, a half game behind the 10th place Indiana Pacers and 11th place Washington Wizards, and a finish in 10th place give the Raptors a shot at the postseason. New York is on a roll. Toronto may have won 4 straight, but the Knicks will host the Raptors, having won 8 straight. New York defeated the Atlanta Hawks 137-127 on Wednesday as Julius Randle scored 40 points and pulled down 10 rebounds for the Knicks. The Knicks are third in the Atlantic Division, 6.5 games behind Brooklyn and Philadelphia, but have moved up to 4th place in the Eastern Conference standings with a half-game lead over both Atlanta and Boston. Taj Gibson is questionable for Saturday. Toronto won their 4th straight game as they took down the Nets at home Wednesday night. The Raptors are in the basement of the Atlantic Division standings, 14 games behind the 76ers and Nets for the top spot in the division race entering Friday. In the Eastern Conference playoff picture, the team stood tied for 11th with the Bulls, a half game behind the Wizards for the final spot in the play-in tournament. Against Brooklyn, Toronto started slowly, trailing by 13 after the opening quarter, but cut the deficit to 2 at the half. The Raptors took control of the game with a 36-23 third-quarter edge to lead by 11 after 3 quarters and didn't allow the Nets closer than 5 the rest of the way. Toronto shot 43.3% from the field, including 18 of 47 from three-point range, and held the Nets to 39.6% shooting in the game. Pascal Siakam led the Raptors with 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists in the win. The Knicks will be without Alec Burks once again due to health protocols, but Taj Gibson will be available after suffering a laceration. The Knicks' defense has been strong all season long, but their season-long offensive rating is just 109.9, 21st in the league at the time of this writing, per NBA Advanced Stats. The change during this winning streak is the Knicks have an offensive rating of 116.4, tied for 5th best in the league over their last 9 games. The Knicks have changed their shot selection and are taking more 3-point shots, rather than relying on less efficient 2-point shots. The Raptors are trying to claw their way back into the play-in tournament at this point as they have 4 straight wins. Toronto has to deal with a Knicks team that has a ton of momentum going for themselves with a league-best 8-game win streak. New York has beaten some quality teams in that stretch, dropping Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas, Memphis, and the Lakers, all of whom are in the playoff picture entering Friday. The Knicks are the league's top team in scoring defense, and they have the ability to shut teams down. My first betting advice for that game is to pick Knicks -3. The Knicks are 15-5-1 ATS in their last 21 home games and 21-6-1 ATS in their last 28 games overall. The over is 5-1 in Raptors' last 6 Saturday games. The over is 5-1 in Knicks' last 6 overall. The Raptors are 4-9 ATS in the last 13 meetings in New York and 7-3 ATS in the last 10 meetings. The Toronto Raptors haven't been anywhere near their best all season, but they've been improving lately as they're currently riding a 4-game win streak after taking down the short-handed Nets in a 114-103 home win on Wednesday. Pascal Siakam led the team with 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. OG Anunoby added 25 points. Fred VanVleet scored 17 points while Kyle Lowry chipped in with 14 points and 5 assists. As a team, The Raptors shot just 43% from the field and 18 of 47 from the three-point line. but this win was about their hustle on the defensive end as they struggled early and fell behind by as many as 13 points, before taking over in the second and third quarters where they outscored the Nets by a combined 69 to 45. The New York Knicks look to build on their 8-game winning streak. The New York Knicks are averaging 106.7 points on 45.4% shooting and allowing 104.7 points on 44.2% shooting. Julius Randle is averaging 23.9 points and 6.1 assists, while RJ Barrett is averaging 17.4 points and 5.6 rebounds. Derrick Rose is the third double-digit scorer and Alec Burks is dishing 2.2 assists. The New York Knicks are shooting 38.3% from beyond the arc and 77.6% from the free throw line. The New York Knicks are allowing 33.6% shooting from deep and are grabbing 45.7 rebounds per game. My second betting advice for that game is to pick under. Now here are my betting suggestions for Milwaukee Bucks versus Philadelphia 76ers. The Milwaukee Bucks host the Philadelphia 76ers Thursday night in the second of 3 meetings between these teams this season. The 76ers are coming off of consecutive losses to the Golden State Warriors and the Phoenix Suns. They will play 2 straight games in Milwaukee on tonight and Saturday. The Bucks are also looking to snap their own 2-game losing streak after losing to the Memphis Grizzlies and Suns, but they've had 2 days of rest while the 76ers are playing the second night of a back-to-back. The 76ers sit in first place in the Eastern Conference, and the Bucks will most likely need to sweep them in the next 2 games if they hope to move up to first or second place before the playoffs. The Sixers have now lost 3 straight games, and Ben Simmons has been out all 3 games. Coincidence? No. For all the guff Simmons gets for his lack of shooting skills, he is an extremely valuable player for this team on both ends of the floor. The Sixers fell to the Bucks 124-117 on Thursday, which dropped them back into a tie for first with Brooklyn in the Eastern Conference. Joel Embiid led the Sixers with 24 points, but the big man had an off night. He was only 9 of 21 from the floor and only grabbed 3 rebounds. Shake Milton added 20 points off the bench while Tobias Harris added 18 points. The Sixers were badly out-rebounded. Ben Simmons along with Furkan Korkmaz remain questionable for Saturday's rematch at Milwaukee. Giannis Antetokounmpo left Monday's game against the Suns with a leg cramp, and he is listed as day-to-day. That means the Bucks will need Chris Middleton to continue his hot shooting if the reigning MVP is limited or missing. While teams have shown that the best way to stop Antetokounmpo is to build a wall to prevent him from getting to the rim, Middleton can counter that when defenders help on Antetokounmpo, as he is making 43% of his threes this season, ranking in the 88th percentile among forwards. Middleton is also more than capable of getting his own shot at any time, as his 118.9 points per 100 shot attempts rank in the 72nd percentile among forwards for cleaning the glass. He also distributes at a high level. His 23.3% assist percentage ranks in the 95th percentile among forwards. In the 124-117 win over the Sixers on Thursday, the Bucks shot 55% from the floor and made 50% of their threes, draining 20 of 40. That proved to be the difference, along with Giannis Antetokounmpo, who had 27 points and 16 rebounds. Chris Middleton added 24 points while Bobby Portis tossed in 23 points off the bench. Brook Lopez added 16 points while Drew Holiday had 12 points and 11 assists. The 76ers will be shorthanded for this one, as Joel Embiid and Furkan Korkmaz are both listed as questionable, while Ben Simmons has already been ruled out with an illness. The Bucks have already beaten the 76ers twice this season by single digits, and I'm expecting more of the same, as the 76ers won't have the firepower to match the Bucks in this spot. The Philadelphia 76ers and the points is attractive at first glance, but there's a good chance they're going to be without Embiid and Simmons for this contest. The Milwaukee Bucks are as healthy as they've been in a while, and they're winning their last 5 games by an average of 5.8 points. The Bucks win at home by an average of 6.7 points. My first betting advice for that game is to pick Milwaukee minus 7.5. The Milwaukee Bucks have been on a nice run as they've won 4 of their past 6 games, and they will be looking to build some momentum after Thursday's dominant win over the 76ers. Giannis Antetokounmpo led the team with 27 points, 16 rebounds and 6 assists. Chris Middleton added 24 points with 5 assists. Bobby Portis scored 23 points off the bench while Brook Lopez chipped in with 16 points. As a team, the Bucks shot a sizzling 55% from the field and 20 of 40 from the three-point line as they cruised in the second half after doing most of their damage in the first quarter where they exploded for 40 points. The Philadelphia 76ers need a win to snap a 3-game losing streak. The Philadelphia 76ers are averaging 113.5 points on 47.6% shooting and allowing 108.8 points on 45.5% shooting. Joel Embiid is averaging 30 points and 11.1 rebounds while Tobias Harris is averaging 20.4 points and 3.7 assists. Ben Simmons is the third double-digit scorer and Shake Milton is dishing 3 assists. The Philadelphia 76ers are shooting 37.1% from beyond the arc and 76.4% from the free throw line. The Philadelphia 76ers are allowing 36.4% shooting from deep and are grabbing 45.4 rebounds per game. My second betting advice for that game is to pick under 226.5. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.